The blood test results made no sense. Here was a man who looked like he belonged on the cover of Men's Health magazine. Yet his hormone levels were showing patterns that defied every medical explanation. What doctors found inside Marcus's body would challenge the very foundation of human biology. And in this story, you'll discover exactly what they found, how it changed Marcus's life, and why scientists are still trying to understand it. If stories like this fascinate you, make sure to subscribe for more incredible medical mysteries that prove truth is often stranger than fiction. Marcus Rodriguez was a 26-year-old competitive bodybuilder from Miami, Florida. Standing 6'2", with broad shoulders and muscles cut like stone, he looked like the embodiment of discipline. Fans knew him as the Miami Machine, a man who could squat 500 pounds and whose protein shakes carried more nutrients than most people ate in a day. His life ran on precision, waking at 4 a.m., 2 hours of brutal training, meals every 3 hours, and a supplement regimen so extensive it looked like a miniature pharmacy lined across his kitchen counter. On the outside, Marcus was strength personified, but beneath the muscle and sweat, his body was harboring a secret, one that would challenge everything he believed about himself. It began 6 months earlier, in ways Marcus barely noticed. A wave of nausea here, a skipped meal there. To a man whose body was fine-tuned for competition, every small change was a disruption. He dismissed it at first. Probably bad chicken, he muttered after throwing away a plate of his carefully prepped meals. But the nausea didn't stop. It came in waves, striking at odd hours. Sometimes just the smell of food set him off. The rich aroma of his favorite burger joint, once a guilty pleasure after a competition, suddenly made his stomach churn. Then came the fatigue. Not the good kind, the kind that followed an intense workout. This was different. Sudden dips of energy that left him sitting on the gym bench, chest heaving, unable to finish a set. But the most unsettling changes were the ones he could see. His chest felt oddly tender, his nipples darker. His stomach, once a perfect 8-pack, looked soft. He sucked it in constantly, ashamed of the way it bulged, no matter how much cardio he added. Overtraining, he told himself. Hormone imbalance. Stress. He had explanations ready. Anything was better than facing the gnawing sense that something was wrong. The breaking point came one morning during a squat session. Marcus loaded the bar with plates, bent low, and rose with power. But halfway up, the room spun. His knees buckled. He collapsed, crashing to the mat as his training partner, Jake, rushed to his side. "Bro, you okay?" Jake's voice rang with panic. Marcus tried to laugh it off. "Just dizzy. Didn't eat enough," he mumbled, though his vision was still blurry. Jake didn't buy it. He called 911. Minutes later, Marcus was in an ambulance on the way to the ER. At the hospital, Dr. Amanda Foster took charge. She was used to seeing athletes, heat exhaustion, torn muscles, dehydration. But Marcus's symptoms were puzzling. Blood tests came first. She expected vitamin deficiencies or steroid complications. Instead, the results made her frown. His testosterone was unusually low, while other hormone markers didn't fit the profile of a healthy young man. "This doesn't add up," she muttered, ordering an ultrasound. Marcus lay still as the technician, Lisa, moved the wand across his abdomen. The room was quiet until Lisa froze, her hand trembling. "Doctor, you need to see this." Dr. Foster leaned over, her eyes narrowing at the screen. She ran the scan again. Same result. She turned to Marcus, her voice careful but steady. "Marcus, I need you to prepare yourself. According to this scan, you appear to be pregnant. About 24 weeks along." The words hung in the air. Marcus stared at her, waiting for the punchline. "That's impossible. I'm a man. Men don't get pregnant." His voice cracked. But Dr. Foster's expression didn't change. "The results have been checked multiple times. They're consistent." Further genetic analysis gave the explanation. Marcus had been born with an extraordinarily rare condition, 46XXDSD, differences of sex development. His chromosomes were typically female, though his body presented as fully male. Hidden inside him were ovaries and a rudimentary uterus, organs dormant his entire life. Somehow, through years of bodybuilding, supplements, and sheer biological chance, his reproductive system had been triggered. Against all odds, ovulation and conception had occurred. Dr. Sarah Chun, a reproductive endocrinologist, joined the case. "Marcus, your situation is 1 in a billion. Medically, it shouldn't even be possible. Yet, Here you are. Marcus was stunned. His mind raced through memories, relationships, competitions, the identity he had built around being a man. Now, everything felt uncertain. Word spread quickly through the medical community. Specialists flew in from around the globe. For the first time, doctors were seeing a male-presenting athlete carrying a natural pregnancy. Some called it a miracle. Others debated its implications for science. But Marcus didn't care about the debates. He was too busy grappling with the reality of his own body. Nights were spent staring at the ceiling, wondering what this meant for his life, his career, his identity. Finally, after days of agonizing thought, he made a choice. He would continue the pregnancy. The months that followed tested Marcus more than any bodybuilding championship ever had. His training routine stopped. His diet shifted. His once ripped physique softened as new life grew inside him. Every day brought stares, questions, and judgment. But alongside the fear and shame, something else grew, a resilience Marcus had never known. For the first time, his strength wasn't measured in pounds lifted or medals won. It was in patience, endurance, and in acceptance. 7 months later, the world watched as Marcus entered the operating room. Cameras weren't allowed, but whispers of history being written spread quickly. Surrounded by doctors, he delivered via cesarean section. The room fell silent until the cry of a newborn cut through the air. Against every odd, Marcus had given birth to a healthy baby. He named the child Alex, a name without limits, just like their story. News outlets exploded. Headlines ranged from miracle pregnancy to science redefined. Debates ignited about biology, gender, and the boundaries of human reproduction. Researchers meticulously documented Marcus's case, knowing it would reshape medical understanding. But for Marcus, the noise of the outside world faded when he held his baby. The tiny hand curling around his finger meant more than any trophy he had ever lifted. Today, Marcus still trains, though not with the same obsession. His body, once his only identity, has become something more, a vessel of both strength and miracle. He works with researchers, sharing his experience to shed light on intersex conditions long kept in silence. His story stands as a reminder of biology's complexity and of life's unpredictability. If this could happen to me, Marcus once said in an interview, how many others might be walking around with secrets they don't even know about? Marcus's journey raises questions not just for science, but for all of us. What would you do if you learned something that rewrote your entire identity? Would you find the strength to face it? Or would you try to run from it? Because sometimes, the greatest test of strength isn't in the weight room. It's in facing the impossible and choosing to carry it forward.